We're back here on Fox Sports Rapid City and HardhatsTV as it's the 2019 Dakota Classic here from Augustana University, our game 2 of the day. In case you were just joining us earlier, the Hardhats came from behind to beat Brookings 5-3 as Post 22 was able to get their record up to 18-8, and now they'll welcome in the Kindred Vikings from North Dakota, their short season, a record of 6-2. I'm Dylan Corbett in the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, and this is the J&J Truck and Auto Body pregame show. You can find them on East Philadelphia for the best auto body work and customer service in the Black Hills. It's J&J Truck and Auto Body. So some highlights from that 5-3 win over Brookings. Ryan Bachman just keeps on hitting 3 for 4, a run scored, a double, 2 RBIs, and the most noteworthy statistic from that is he extended his hit streak to 12 games. He can tie Matt Hegre for the season high, a 13-game hit streak in this game against Kindred today. The game in between ours, Columbus beat Brookings in between, and Kindred, this will be their first game of the 2019 Dakota Classic, and then they will stick around right after the conclusion of this one and wrap up day 1 against that Columbus team. So in case you're keeping an eye on the standings, right now Post 22 and Columbus both 1-0 in their 2019 Dakota Classic pool play. We'll see if the Hardhats can beat Kindred here, and then Kindred and Columbus will duel it out right after us. So those are some games to keep an eye on. For this Vikings team, they've won 6 of their last 7 games since dropping the season opener. A loss to Grafton, 6-5 back on June 5th. So this team is hot, 6-2 coming in, but they are a division lower than, say, a Fargo. So we'll see if that will come to fruition in terms of the talent department between these two sides. Post 22, 18-8. Kindred Vikings at 6-2. And we are just about set for first pitch. The managers meeting going on at home plate currently. 5 o'clock local time here, East River. Let's get into our starting lineups built by Connect Home Center and Ace Hardware. Connect Home Center, your hometown lumberyard since 1928. And Ace Hardware, Ace is the place. Post 22 will be the home team for this game. They were the away team in the 5-3 win over Brookings earlier. So we'll start with Kindred, the visitors. Michael Hall is the left fielder. Joe Tweet is at second base. Trenton Duckshire is behind the plate. Sawyer Rolland will be the pitcher. Ali Ingenbritsen is the third baseman. Andy Fryer is in center field batting sixth. Nick Eggman, the first baseman. Hunter Hendrickson out in right, and Logan Myers up the middle at short. He rounds out the order for Kindred. So it'll be Sawyer Rolland on the mound and batting cleanup. He will go against Zach Cholis. So Zach Cholis making his second start of the season. More on his start to the year, of course, coming back from an injury in just a little bit. He'll make his second start of the season as he's warming up on the hill currently with the Hardhats in the field. Messenger leads off for their lineup. He's at short. Bachman at second. Matthew Haggerty is at the hot corner. Alex Weaver shifts over to left. He had an outfield assist, throwing out a runner at home plate in the win over Brookings while he was playing center. Branson Keel is DHing for the second straight game today. Jace Caldwell will play first and bat sixth. Blake Weaver out in right field batting seventh. Ryan Schmidt back in the lineup behind home plate. And Bridger Nesbitt will get the start in center field. So Zach Cholis and the Hardhats are in their baby blue jerseys. And now warming up, we may have an injury. Just lifted my, line of view from going through the pregame show here presented by J&J Truck and Auto Body. And as soon as I lift my head up, we've got Jace Caldwell kind of bending over out in shallow right field. And the trainer just sprinted out there to talk with him. Bachman's out there as well. Coach Torby's out there talking with him. This is moments before first pitch. I mean, Zach Cholis, the lefty, is warming up currently. And right now we've kind of got a mini mound visit out in right field as Jace Caldwell is, I'm not quite sure what's going on. He is upright standing, but something appears to be the matter. We'll monitor that shortly here as we are just moments away from first pitch. Let's go to Zach Cholis' numbers so far as he will draw the start in this one, Game 2 of the 2019 Dakota Classic for pool play for the Hardhats. And again, maybe we might be getting underway a little bit later than expected if we might have a late change. Jace Caldwell still being checked out by our trainer, and I think he's going to be all right, but certainly an interesting turn of tides right before the game. Wonder if he'll be able to. Looks like he's for sure going to start, but I wonder if he'll be able to keep it up here throughout the game. We'll monitor that as the trainer and Coach Torvey will head back toward the dugout. So Zach Cholis on the mound, his second start of the season. Again, coming back from injury. He's a left-hander, an excellent pitcher. He only went 2 innings. Of course, you don't want to bring him back and throw him a complete game, right? Zach Cholis just went 2 innings in his first start, and he surrendered 2 runs on a walk and 2 hits and struck out 2. So the ERA is at 7. Again, that first appearance came against Sterling, which they went on to absolutely clobber them. And we'll see him against a pretty good team from North Dakota, Kindred. The high school team was successful. Many of their Legion team holdovers from that high school team. A shorter season for them, but they are 6-2 as they kicked off their season at the beginning of June versus, say, Post 22, where they kicked off their season at the beginning of May. First pitch comes in at 5:04 Central Time. It's a called strike on Michael Hall, the left fielder, to start things off. 0-1 pitch blows him away with a fastball. Good life behind it. We got the gun going down underneath us as the 22 pitchers not pitching in this game will be pitch charting. Cholis is going to ring him up on 3 pitches. Michael Hall, he'll just take a quick step over to the dugout. Knew that was strike 3, called on 3 pitches, and 1 away. A good start for Cholis. Brings up Joe Tweet. First pitch from the lefty is slap foul. It'll be 0-1. So Joe Tweet. Pitch home from Cholis is upstairs. That'll be the first ball fired from the left-hander. And the 1-1 with 1 away. This is pulled foul. That'll get over into the seating by the left field berm. 1 and 2. A little bit hotter here with a little less wind, certainly from our morning game. Again, Ryan Bachman, I was talking with Coach Torvey in between games as the pitch is going to be fouled back against the netting. Will stay 1 and 2. Coach Torvey was saying he thinks that was the hardest hit ball of the season off the bat of Bachman. Would have been a clear home run to left, but the wind knocked it down to be off the fence. But Ryan Bachman continues his incredible start. How about, speaking of incredible starts, a swing and a miss. Zach Cholis back-to-back punch-outs to greet his opponent, the Kindred Vikings. And now it'll be Trenton Duxer. So John Tweet is set down on strikes, and now it'll be Trenton Duxer. Pitch. Boy, Zach Cholis is some kind of locked in right now. Fires a strike at the knees. Fastball. Pitch home from the lefty. Inside corner, a strike. He's fired 1 ball this inning. Zach Cholis. Yeah, well, the announcer's curse. It'll be an 0-2. Cholis tries to strike out the side. It'll be high and outside. 1-2. U.S. Open, Justin Rose finished his round with a second round 70, 1 under for the day, still in the lead at 7 under. Breaking pitch is laid off, trying to go back foot curveball. And it'll be 2-2. Brooks Koepka is in the top 10 as well as Rory, who just got his second round underway. There's still a bunch of people on the course for being in Pebble Beach, California, of course, in Pacific time. And looks like I did jinx him a little bit. Another ball, it's 3-2. So it'll be a full count with 2 outs. Cholis still trying to strike out the side. He's got the righty Duxer, the catcher, at the plate. Waiting to see where he's going to go with either the fastball or the sweeping breaking ball. Goes fastball, and he slaps it foul over to the right. And then baseball is going to be coming up at the top of the hour. Pretty decent slate of Major League Baseball. Of course, the NBA season wrapping up last night with the Raptors NBA championship, first in franchise history. Same can be said for the Blues, first in franchise history in the Stanley Cup, wrapping up earlier this week. Trying to get him out of the inning. It's a ground ball to short Messenger. Short hops Caldwell, but he picks it out off the turf, and it's a 1-2-3 first inning for Zach Cholas. Hardhats, a solid first inning. We'll see their bats come up as the home team next on Fox Sports Rapid City and Hardhats TV. Game in the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, sales, service, and side-by-sides. Got our keys to the game coming up here in just a little bit. But first, the top three in the post-22 lineup. Mason Messenger, the shortstop. Ryan Bachman at second. Matthew Hegre at third. The three that will see the plate. Should anybody reach, it'll be Alex Weaver cleaning up. Our first look at Sawyer Rolland, pitcher. Don't have the official measurables, but he looks about 7'6". So Mason Messenger now digging in. Here's Mason Messenger. 354 batter. Had that inside the park home run earlier this year with 24 RBIs, 7 doubles, 3 triples. He can run it. More walks than strikeouts, 15 to only 11. The first pitch from Andre the Giant's in there for a strike. And the 0-1. He's got a breaking pitch, too. It's 0-2. Bachman on deck. Messenger quickly falling behind 0-2. We're looking for the first Hardhats hit of the game. Good life behind the fastball. Tying outside 1-2. And comes back with the fastball. Good work from Messenger. He's yet to put the bat off his shoulders, but it's 2-2. Gets a piece of one on his first swing of game 2 of our action, and he fouls it back. It'll be 2-2 with nobody out. Drops down the curveball again. Lowers that arm slot a little bit to try and get some more deception behind it. It's going to be inside for a ball now, the full count pitch. Boy, he's working fast, and he lost him 0-2, and it's a leadoff walk. So Messenger will take first as the Hardhats look to strike first in this one against Kindred.
Now batting, your second baseman, number 10.
Here's Ryan Bachman, just missed a home run. Now with the wind died down, I think if he sends one out there on the same exit velocity, it's maybe touching the football field. Nobody out, and a first pitch strike into Bachman with Messenger, a short lead off first base. Even with the bag at third for Kindred. And another outer black strike, 0-2. Hall in left, Fryer in center, Hendrickson out in right across the diamond. We've got Ingebrigtsen at third, Myers at short, Tweet at second, Eggman at first, and Duxer, who just received a swinging strike to cut down Bachman swinging from Sawyer Rolland, his first strikeout. So Bachman will go down on the 0-2 swinging and one away with one out. Or one on, I should say. Brings in Matthew Haggerty. Took something off, and it's a pitch laid off, 1-0. Haggerty, 481 the average. That's tops on the team. And he watches ball 2. Close second. You guessed it. Ryan Bachman, 450. Pretty excessive frame job for ball 3. It'll be 3-0. And ball 4, a 4-pitch walk will make it first and second. So Haggerty will take that, sets things up for cleanup batter Alex Weaver. Alex was taking some hack on the bus from a kind of half-hearted swing he suffered in Game 1. Hoping to silence the haters here in Game 2. First pitch, a called strike, 0-1. Branson Keel, the DH, is on deck. First and second with one away, 0-0 in the home half of the first. Popped up. On the infield, now out into shallow right. The second baseman has it, and it's put away for out number 2. Tweet puts it away. So it'll be up to Branson Keel, who digs in. Keel, 349 the average, OPS over 1,100. He's walked 10 times, struck out just 5. 4 doubles, a triple, and 2 bombs. He's only 16. One of those half-hearted swings as he got tied up for the 0-1. Some serious life behind this fastball. Oh, it's going to be outside with the fastball again. 1-1 to Keel. First and second. After 2 walks, Messenger and Haggerty still no hits in the game. 1-1's going to be at the knees on the outer black, 1-2. And looking for the second strikeout, Rolland pitches home. Keel's going to launch this one out, tailing into the right field corner, and it's going to be pushed foul. 310 to the right field pole, 320 to the left. Straightaway center, 395. And again, kind of a hitter's ballpark you would imagine, but then you realize how much wind you experience here. And it could definitely turn into a pitcher's park, kind of much like Wrigley when the wind's blowing in. 1-2 pitch from Rolland out of the stretch, and instead time is called. As Keel will step out and dig back in with the 1-2. Pitch. Lifted foul. Good battle from Keel. Looks like a Legends Day is wrapped up over on the football field here at Augie. It'll be a 1-2. Rolland has significantly slowed down his pace. A curveball, and he rings up Keel. Keel with a stare back as he did not agree with the call. But regardless, that will end the inning. Second punch out for the big right-hander, and it's a scoreless frame for both sides. We're tied at 0 heading into the second inning here at the 2019 Dakota Classic on Fox Sports Rapid City and Hardhats TV.
What if a bank wasn't built around money? What if it was built around you, around people who choose us as the ones to secure not only their wealth, but their dignity, their todays and tomorrows, doing great things, energizing entire communities? That is more valuable than money. And it's what we've built this bank to hold. First Interstate Bank, built for you.
To Post 22 Baseball on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City, and streaming at foxsportsrapidcity.com.
Zach Cholas back out there after a 1-2-3 first. He will deal with his opponent on the mound, Sawyer Rolland, and he fires him a first pitch strike. Not messing around today. The 0-1, that's smacked foul, 0-2. Dylan Corbett with you in the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, sales, service, and side-by-sides. After the 0-2 with nobody out, Cholas can't get Rolland to bite on a breaking ball. It's 1-2. Our keys to the game are brought to you by Rapid City Paintless Dent Repair. You can find them on 926 Main Street. They're right by Red Wing Shoes. 1-2. That's on a line foul. We'll do it again, 1-2. They've got immediate openings right now. They provide you with a free estimate of your car's damage, so you can stop putting off that nasty hail damage and get yourselves to Rapid City Paintless Dent Repair on 926 Main Street. Key to the game, defense has got to get back to normal post-22 defense we've seen this year. Here's a swing and a miss as Cholas racks up strikeout number 3 in an inning and a third. And I'll bring in the third baseman. So the defense the last 2 games, it did them in the loss against Sturgis, and nearly did them in the eventual win over Brookings. So we'll see if we can get some better defense that we know to come from this team behind Zach Cholas on the mound as he pumps across another strike. Ingebrigtsen now holding an 0-1. Cholas came to deal today. And again, we'll see how long he can go. Pitch missed. 1-1. That is true. 1-1. Took something off, 1-2. Had Ingebrigtsen out in front. Pitch. Curveball swings over the top. Rack him up, number 4. 3 swinging. Cholas will now go on the lefty, Andy Fryer, center fielder. Already 2 punch-outs in the inning and a strike called.
Now batting number 10, playing center field, Andy Fryer.
Fryer to center fielder. 0-1. Ruled ball 1. Here comes the 1-1. It's picked out of the dirt, 2-1. Keep wanting to say dirt, but of course, picked out of the pellets, rather, here with the turf field, the half turf field at Augie. 2-1 pitch. It's chopped at the plate. They say it's a fair ball. No? Looks like they did not. So they're going to bring him back. And it'll be 2-2. I think it did hit the plate. So it'll be the 2-2 with 2 outs. And a called strike 3. Man, I think he hoped it was fair. Strike out the side. He's got 5 through 2 innings. Of course, the season high came from Branson Keel not too long ago. Zach Cholas giving a good bid to that through 2 innings so far. We'll see if the Hardhats can back him with some offense next on Fox Sports Rapid City and Hardhats TV.
Baseball on 106.7 FM and 11:50 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City and streaming at foxsportsrapidcity.com.
Home half of the second as the Hardhats are dueling with the Kindred Vikings from North Dakota. And it'll be Jace Caldwell due up against the hard-throwing right-hander. And he takes ball 1. Blake Weaver on deck, Ryan Schmidt in the hole, and a 1-0 pitch home. Fouled back up over our heads here in the press box. 1-1. Dylan Corbett with you in the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. Ricky Larson to my right, producer and engineer of Hardhats TV. Curveball is going to be sent back out to center, the first Hardhats hit of the game. And it's presented to you by Splash City, the #1 spa and hot tub retailer in the Black Hills. Splash City, right there on 1024 Omaha Street, right when you hop off the highway there on Omaha, where no dream is too small or too ambitious for your backyard. Splash City on 1024 Omaha Street. They're also right by Connect Home Center. Brings in Blake Weaver after a leadoff single, first Hardhat hit of the game. Caldwell standing at first. Pitch is going to sneak past the catcher to the backstop. Caldwell will trot his way to second on the wild pitch. Hardhat's first run is in scoring position potentially. And it's a 1-0 for Blake Weaver. Hardhat stranded a pair in the first. 1-0 is going to be popped up sky high on the infield. Caught. Tweet will haul in his second pop out in as many innings. And it's out number 1 here in the second. That'll bring in Ryan Schmidt. Got game 1 off. Draws the start here in game 2. He's battling a bit of, I don't want to see flu-like symptoms, but cold symptoms. It appears that, something's been going around the team, as is the case with most teams in general. Here's another pop-up. Tweet's not going to get to that one. Instead, it'll be the first baseman right by the bag. Eggman will pull it in. So 1 pitch and 1 out to Schmidt. And it's the second out of the inning on a pair of pop-outs. Caldwell still standing at second after 3 pitches. Now leave him scoring in a bit of peril. Well, we'll see what Bridger Nesbitt has to say. Nesbitt 314 the average. He tries to rip it down the line, but it's about a 1.5 foot foul of the bag, third base side. It'll be 0-1. Pitch on. 0-1 is off the catcher's mitt. Pass ball is going to send Caldwell to third. I wonder if they called that a strike. I don't think they did. That appeared to be a strike, but Oh, jeez. Well, that would explain it. If there's ever a good excuse for a pass ball, we just seen it here at Augie. There is a literal hole in the mitt of our opponent's catcher. What was that clocked at, 110? And now he'll get a chance to warm up with this new mitt. Hope he didn't take it out of the box. There'll be a runner on third and some warm-up tosses coming in now, 1-1. So something you don't see every day at the ballpark. We'll get a new mitt behind home plate. Pass ball, though, does stand as Caldwell moved over to third. And now Bridger Nesbitt has a 1-1. So again, with that pass ball, probably could have been strike two instead. Went through the mitt, so it wasn't properly called a strike. That one is as Nesbitt swings over the top to make it 1-2. 1-2, 2 outs. Rolling home. And this is hit high and deep out to center field, ranging back on it. Fryer backpedaling. He'll make the catch in straightaway center for the final out. Nothing made of a leadoff single, the only hard-hat hit of the game so far, as Rolland has fired 2 scoreless frames thus far. Quickly moving through Game 2, as was the case in Game 1. We'll see you in the third next on Fox Sports Rapid City and Hardhats TV.
On 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City, and streaming at foxsportsrapidcity.com.
Dylan Corbett back here with you in the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. We are tied in a scoreless game. And it's the top of the third. Zach Cholis has 6 up, 6 down, and he's got 5 strikeouts. Right back where it came from, into the mitt. Always a dangerous play, but right place, right time for the left-handed mitt of Zach Cholis. Again, if that's a righty, you're not making that play. So he'll keep it going. Here's Hendrickson, the right fielder, against Zach Cholis. No run support for either starter thus far. Swing and a miss. Both have been firing the ball extremely well. Called strike on the inside corner. It'll be 0-2 quickly to Hendrickson. Maybe a bit of a wider zone for this game, but it has been called both ways. 0-2. Foul tipped into the mitt. Rack it up, number 6. Branson Keel's season high for strikeouts by a starter might be in jeopardy today. But again, Zach Cholis.
Shortstop, number 2, Logan Myers.
Pitch home is going to be inside to Logan Myers. So, yeah, we'll see how long Cholis will get the lead, as he's already reached his season high for innings in his second start. But is it one of those things where you kind of bring him along? Maybe it's 3 for this start, maybe 4 or 5 the next. we're hoping we can see this continued brilliance because he's a batter away from 9 up, 9 down. Falls behind him 2-0, though, Logan Myers, then swings over the top of 1-2-1. Be a 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Can he get number 7 through the order? He's a strike away. Zach Cholis with the 2-2 and 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Number 7 for Zach Cholis. A perfect time through the order as well, but he needs some runs to back him. 9 up, 9 down for the lefty starter in his second start of the season. Hardhats going against a good starter themselves. They will send up to bat the top of the order. We'll see them next on Fox Sports Rapid City and Hardhats TV.
AM, Fox Sports Rapid City, and streaming at foxsportsrapidcity.com.
A scoreless ball game here at the 2019 Dakota Classic. Hardhats already 1-0 in the tournament, taking care of Brookings and come from behind fashion 5-3 earlier today. Right now they are tied with the Kindred Vikings from North Dakota. And Mason Messenger in the top of the order. Messenger walked, was stranded at second back in the first. He's ahead in the count, 2-0 here. Pitch, there's a strike. Put in the play, shortstop has it right at the letters on a high hopper, and throw on to first in time. 6-3 put out. So I mentioned Cholis, first time through the order, 7 punch outs, 9 up, 9 down. Well, for Rolland, hasn't been quite as clean. However, he surrendered just 1 hit throughout the order twice, and he has struck out 2. He'll face Ryan Bachman for the second time. Struck him out on 3 pitches down swinging back in the first. And then plunks him with a curveball. Bachman with a slow walk to first. Hope he's all right. Clapbridge will check on him. And it looks like he's just fine. A 1-out hit by pitch puts the go-ahead run on base, and here's Matt Hegre, who walked his first trip. Well, the Royals played in Omaha last night, the first professional game played in the state of Nebraska. And now they head up to the Twin Cities. They've got a date with the Twins tonight. First pitch coming up later tonight between Brad Keller and Kyle Gibson. Of course, Joe Mauer's retirement night will be tomorrow at Target Field. Should be a lot of emotion there. And see you there. Pitch. This is over to leaping shortstop. Hit on the line, and it's the second hit of the game for the Hardhats, first by Hegre, and they appear to be in business. First and second, 1 out. Hegre lined it over. The leaping grab try from Myers at short. And it's going to bring up Alex Weaver in the cleanup spot. He popped out last time with 2 men on base in this exact same situation. Bachman at second, Hegre at first. Pitch. Pulled just past the Hardhat dugout. Strike 1. So Kindred will play Columbus right after this game. Columbus, the other team that took care of Brookings. So Hardhats and Columbus both 1-0 so far. Oh, 1. Curveball out in front again. Pulled into the dugout this time. On a bounce, so everyone's all right. It'll be 0-2. Rollins shakes off his catcher, now has his sign. It'll be the 0-2 with 1 out and 2 men on. Reaches out and fouls it back. A good battle. Weaver stays alive 0-2. Weaver steps out. Now he's getting set to dig back in. Curveball got him out in front. Weaver down swinging. And again, he comes up empty with 2 runners on in the cleanup spot. We'll bring up Branson Keel. He was set down looking in the first. And he's the final hope here in the home half of the third with 2 men on against the right-hander. First pitch is outside, 1-0. Should he reach, it'll be Jace Caldwell. Lifted out to center, back on it, and camping underneath. The catch will be made by Fryer. And again, 2 runners are stranded at the top of the order. A scoreless game through 3. Pitchers duel here at the 2019 Dakota Classic. And you're listening to Hard Hats, your home for Hard Hats baseball here in Fox Sports Rapid City, and of course watching on HardhatsTV.
It's here. And here. There too. This way and that. Across the street and around the world. It's healthcare reinvented, and it lives in all of these places because we believe it should. That her and him and them all deserve healthcare that lives where they do. Sanford Health. Health lives here.
On 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City, and streaming at foxsportsrapidcity.com.
4th inning here in the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. Zach Cholis back out there and drawing swings and misses like nobody's day job as Michael Holland, top of the order, now has a 1-1 count. Pitch missing down low, 2-1. He's got 7 strikeouts through the order once. See how the second time the at-bats will change from the hitters after getting their first look at the lefty Cholis. Pitch inside, just dodging out of the way, and it's 3-1 to Hall. Pitch upstairs, and the first base runner of the game against Cholas. Brings up John Tweet. Tweet struck out, one of many, in their first appearance. Michael Hall decided he was just going to let him pitch to him, and he draws the leadoff walk. So runner on first, good-sized lead. Cholas to the plate. Lifted out to right, drifting foul. It'll get down for a strike. Lefty set, showing bunt, a throw over, nearly threw it away, and actually it did get away, my mistake. So it's going to be an E1, allowing the runner to move to second. Puts Kindred in position to perhaps take the lead. It was Brookings who jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the first of Game 1 before eventually falling at the hands of the Hardhats 5-3. Kindred now with a runner in scoring position after a walk and an E1 on a pickoff. See if Tweet still wants to bunt. He does. Can't get it fair, so it'll be 0-2. Try to go down the third baseline, and it wasn't too close. Oh, 2, nobody out. Runner on second. We're in the top of the fourth in the blink of an eye. Called strike 3. Number 8. Boy, everyone was just kind of sitting around in shock as that was a cut-action fastball that got Tweet looking, set down for the second time, and a big first out for Zach Cholas. There have been only 2 balls put in play against Cholas, and one of them was into his glove alone at the mound. The other was a 6-3 putout and a first pitch strike. Cholas just above 45 pitches, only 1 base runner against him, and he's thrown 69% of his pitches for strikes. This is stung out to right, but it's going to stay up for Blake Weaver to make the second out of the inning. First ball hit into the outfield against Cholas. There's Sawyer Rowland trying to help himself out at the plate. If you were to take a glance at him and say, okay, this guy's going to bat as well on top of pitch, there's no doubt he's batting fourth. Pitch in the dirt, 1-0. Cholas trying to work on his 4th straight scoreless frame. Took something off just a little bit, had him out in front, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 from the lefty. A glance out at second, now to the plate. Ground ball to the left side, trying to sneak through the hole. It's going to be off the heel of the glove from Hegre. Hustling over to it is Bachman in shallow center to keep the run at third. But now they're on the corners with 2 outs for Ingebrigtsen. That's going to be a single to put him on the corners. Let's see if my man Thad agreed with me. Oh, he gave him a hit too. Didn't realize I was turning the official score over here, but I'll take it. Ricky over here is trying to get the no-hitter going. They're on the corners for 2 outs, and it's fouled back. So it'll be 0-1. Cholas still working on the shutout. He's trying to get out of the top of the 4th here with runners on the corners. Again, wild pitch and pass balls certainly in play. In a pitcher's duel. Lifted back up over our heads once again, and he's quickly out in front, 0-2. He's got 8 strikeouts through 3 2/3. Oh, 2 pitch. Popped up. Infield. Mason Messenger, and they're out of the inning. So they get their first base runner, also their first hit, but they strand a pair as Zach Cholas induces the pop out, and he's got 4 scoreless frames in his longest outing since coming off the injured list, so to speak, for this season. Hardhats need to get the bats going, however. Sawyer Rolland has been just as good on the mound, and he'll try to go for his 4th scoreless frame. We'll find out if he can achieve it next on Fox Sports Rapid City and Hardhats TV. Halfway home here from Augie between Kindred, the Vikings, and the Post 22 Hardhats. 0-0. Only 3 hits combined. Caldwell puts the first one a mile high in play, but foul territory. And the catch will be made. 1 pitch, 1 out as Eggman ranges over. We've been playing for 50 minutes, and we're almost to the 5th inning. But, of course, that's what happens in a pitcher's duel. Here's Blake Weaver, and an interesting stat here for Sawyer Rolland, who's on the hill, as he fires his breaking pitch just a bit inside ball 1. He's induced 4 pop-outs on the infield. Strike on the outside corner, 1-1. 1-1 is outside. 2-1 as Blake Weaver takes a couple of pitches. And takes another one, ball 3. Blake Weaver and a good hitter's count, but I imagine... What do you think? Do you turn him loose here for the 3-1, or you try and get a base runner? Well, he's going to become a base runner regardless, as that pitch is way inside. And the 1-out walk will bring in Ryan Schmidt, another one of those pop-outs back in the 2nd. Post 22 trying to break the seal in the home half of the 4th. a 0-0 ball game, a one-out walk, and now here's Ryan Schmidt. Infield, outfield straight away. And a pitch up above the letters 1-0. Beginning to lose command as the hard hat dugout gets louder. Looking to break through in the fourth. A 2-0 pitch coming to Schmidt. High, 3-0. And a strike in there, 3-1. Pitch is just missing the zone. Ball 4, now first and second after back-to-back walks. That's going to prompt a conversation on the hill, presented by High Plains Physical Therapy Associates. Are you tired of your injuries controlling your daily performance? Learn how to take back your health at highplainspt.com. Scoreless game in the home half of the fourth, but 2 runners on, and now Ryan Schmidt's going to get a runner for him at first. It'll be Daniel Vigorin. And again, if I read the rules correctly, I think that is a pinch runner because the only reason you could do a courtesy runner in this tournament would be for heat exhaustion. So that might be it for Ryan Schmidt, but we'll see for sure in the next coming half frame. So Vigorin takes over at first. Blake Weaver out at second. Caldwell started the inning with a pop-out. There's Bridger Nesbitt, hit it hard his first time, but right at the center fielder, which ended the second inning. Wonder if we see the bunt. Instead, he's going to pop it up. Out to left, near the line. Caught. You don't want to bunt it over for Mason Messenger?
Back to the top of the order. Up next, number 12, Mason Messenger.
Instead, it's a one-pitch out, which is never a good sign. But it'll be up to Mason Messenger to try and give the Hardhats the lead. Runners on first and second. Running with 2 outs, I would imagine a single might get Caldwell home, but we shall find out. Back up the middle. Can it get through? No, it's gloved nicely and it tags the bag with his glove. A heck of a play, arranging to his right up the middle by the second baseman, Tweet, and it's going to get him out of the inning. For another inning, the Hardhats are going to strand a pair of runners. We're scoreless through 4, heading out to the 5th. Looks like that's all she wrote for Zach Cholis. We'll get you his fantastic final line coming up next. Colton Hartford, the new pitcher, will give you his stats too when we return on Fox Sports Rapid City and Hardhats TV. So that's it for Zach Cholas, who went 4 shutout innings. And he struck out 8 over those 4 innings, 7 through the order, in which he did not allow a base runner. Gave up a walk and a hit in the 4th, and now it's Colton Hartford on, and he fires a first pitch ball to lefty Andy Fryer. Colton Hartford limited duty on the hill. In fact, he's just made 2 appearances, this being his 3rd, and he dances one inside 2-0. 2 appearances out of the bullpen, 2 innings, 2 scoreless innings, scattered 2 hits, a walk and 2 strikeouts. 2-0 in for a strike, 2-1. And the 2-1 home. Cue shot right back up the middle. It's a slow roller, allowing Messenger to get there. Turn, spinning, firing, and just a hair late. That would have been a heck of a play. Fryer speeding down the base paths to leg out that infield hit. Messenger turned his body in a spin, put himself through the spin cycle to try and get a better look at that one, and made it a bang-bang play, but it was ruled safe. Pitch, a check swing. He laid off on a fastball up 1-0. A strike in there. Could be a double play ball. To the bag for 1 and on to first, a 4-6-3 double play. Bachman right there. Flipped it beautifully to Messenger, and that double play pairing racks up another one. 4-6-3, and quickly 2 outs for Hunter Hendrickson. First pitch strike. Hendrickson struck out swinging in the 3rd, one of Cholas' 8 punch-out victims. Pitch is going to be a strike. Or excuse me, a ball. It'll be a 1-1. Now fastball outside, 2-1. And another strike. It'll be 2-2 with 2 outs in the inning. Chop foul at the plate. Hartford looking to get out of the inning with nobody on, 2 outs. He got a 4-6-3 double play after a leadoff single. And a wave and a miss. That'll end the inning. Hardhats still trying to get a run on the board. We're scoreless heading into the home half of the 5th here on Fox Sports Rapid City and Hardhats TV.
FoxSportsRapidCity.com.
Rollins still out there firing. He'll try and go for his 5th shutout inning. Zach Cholis lifted after dealing with health issues and unfortunately passing away today at the age of 75. Alex Weaver just got plunked on the back. So will that drive home a run? It's going to extend the inning at least for Branson Keel, who's 0 for 2.
Hit by pitch brings up number 20, Branson Keel.
Rory about to wrap up his front 9 in round 2 of the U.S. Open. And he is -5, still everybody 2 strokes back of the leader, Justin Rose. Ground ball through the hole on the left side as the runner took off before the pitch. Now it sneaks through the left fielder's legs. Everyone's going to grab an extra base, and it's 2nd and 3rd with 2 away. That'll be a single and an E7.
Base hit brings up number 30.
Still 2 outs, and it's going to be up to Jace Caldwell. Hardhats looking to break through in a 0-0 tie. And we're going to have a conference on the mound presented by High Plains Physical Therapy Associates. Are you tired of your injuries controlling your daily performance? Learn how to take back your health at highplainspt.com. Don't think we'll see a change. Maybe just a conversation. Meeting will finish up. And we should be ready for Jace Caldwell. 2 outs, runners on 2nd and 3rd after the single E7. Pitch home, a check swing, and a pitch up. He did not go. Caldwell singled in the 2nd, popped out in the 4th. 1-0 is in there for a strike, 1-1. Now 2-1 with a fastball outside. Caldwell's going to pop it up. Back behind the plate near the net. The catch is made as he crashes into it. And that'll get out of the inning. Boy, Sawyer Rowland happy about that as he gives his catcher a pat on the back as he sneaks his way out of another jam. We are scoreless through 5 heading into the 6th here on Fox Sports Rapid City and Hardhats TV.
At USI, we take over 150 years of knowledge and experience gleaned from the expertise of over 6,000 industry-leading experts, serving more than 150,000 clients nationwide, and we put you at the center of that world. We customize and deliver best-in-class property and casualty, employee benefits, personal risk, and retirement solutions to provide superior results. We call it the USI One Advantage.
Post 22 baseball on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City and streaming at FoxSportsRapidCity.com.
And back in the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, sales service and side-by-sides, I'm Dylan Corbett as we enter the top of the 6th inning, and Colton Hartford back out for another inning of relief. Pulled the string on Logan Myers, and he's got an 0-2 count in front of the opposing shortstop. 0-0, just 5 hits combined. Now pitch outside. It'll be 1-2. Zach Cholis, 4 shutout innings, struck out 8 batters, allowed just 2 base runners, 1 hit, 1 walk. Colton Hartford has yet to allow a run this season in limited action. Brings a pitch up high, and it's 2-2. Two-two pitch upstairs, and the count runs full from 0-2. Again, it'll be Kindred and Columbus from Nebraska after this game. And no true sight at the end of this game so far, as no one's been able to score a run. Colton Hartford does not bounce back. Logan Myers does that at the plate from down 0-2, and it's a leadoff walk. And now the top of the order for Michael Hall, and we'll see if they want to go to some small ball tactics. Just as I assumed, but the bunt is kicked foul. Looked like Michael Hall wanted to try and drag that one to maybe leg out a hit, and led to its lack of accuracy. Hartford out of the stretch. He got a 4-6-3 double play in his first inning of relief. See if he can replicate that. Showing bunt, pulling it back, and it clipped him on the forearm. Works just the same as a bunt for a hit, except he might have an extra bruise tomorrow. First and second, no outs, and now I think you might expect a bunt here from John Tweet, who has struck out twice prior to this at-bat. First and second. Hardhats going to have to work extra hard to get out of this one unscathed in the top of the 6th inning. Ryan Schmidt's going to come out, go through the signals with his infield defense. Caldwell already creeping in deep on the first base grass, even with the bag at third for Hegre. Hartford set to deal his first pitch to Tweet. Gets the bunt down. Only plays at first, and whoa, they collide. Throw took Bachman across the foul line, and then trying to get out of the way, they ran into each other. Tweet and Bachman both hit the turf, but it appears that both are okay. And now second and third on the sacrifice. Trenton Duxure, second and third. Infield is brought in. Not completely in on the grass at the corners, but just in a little bit at second and short. Logan Myers, the shortstop, has got some speed over at third. Nearly hit him on a pitch inside to Duxure. Duxure's 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground out. First base open. And this is lifted high and deep out to right. Will it be enough to get the run home? Catch is made. Runner tagging. Throw is up the line. And the tag, no, he got around it. And now throw back down to second, not in time. It's 1-0 Kindred. The throw home was a missile, and they had him clear in time, but it was up the line, and able to navigate his way around the tag was Logan Myers, and the sac fly is going to give Kindred the lead. 1-0. And now 2 outs. And this should get him out of the inning. Couple bounces on the way to Bachman at second. Throw on to first in time. But Kindred gets a sac fly ribby on a bang-bang play at home. It's 1-0 Vikings as the Hardhats will play from behind for the first time when their bats come up next on Fox Sports Rapid City and Hardhats TV.
In sports and in life, attitude and effort are big drivers of success. Sure, we would all love to be on a winning team, but everyone doesn't get a trophy in the real world, especially when it comes to finances. While the recommended retirement plan savings amount is up to 4 times your annual salary, this is not a reality for many families. With over 40% of Americans having less than $10,000 saved for retirement, maybe it's time to get off the bench and take control of your financial future. For more than 30 years, I've been helping people just like you plan for and live out their dreams. I'm Kurt Whitesell. Let me help you take action and focus on the future you deserve. Remember, your first consultation is always free. Whitesell Financial Group is at 817 9th Street in Rapid City. Call 348-1152 or visit whitesellfinancialgroup.com.
That's Whitesell Financial Group. Online at whitesellfinancialgroup.com. Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Remember, FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
You're listening to Post 22 Baseball on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City, and streaming at foxsportsrapidcity.com.
A run scratched across in the top of the 6th, and now the Hardhats trailing for the first time against the Kindred Vikings. And bad news for them as Sawyer Rolland is only at 74 pitches. He scattered 4 walks and 3 hits. And he's back out there for the 6th and presumably the 7th. He'll deal with the bottom of the order, Blake Weaver, Ryan Schmidt, and Bridger Nesbitt. I'm Dylan Corbin, the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service, and Side-by-Sides. Do stay tuned to our post-game show. We'll announce the player of the game there. And then we've just got one more tomorrow in terms of pool play. We'll see how pool play ends, what the schedule will be for the remaining weekend, I should say. Wherever and however you may be joining us, we thank you for doing so on this Friday doubleheader, the matinee earlier, now the nightcap here. And a first pitch strike to Blake Weaver. It'll be the 0-1. Curveball early in the count, and it's watched for a ball, 1-1. A 1 pitch, or 1-1 pitch rather, is going to miss, 2-1. Again, rain supposedly in the area tomorrow. Don't think it would be a major issue with, of course, the turf infield here. Oh, strike. Strike is called 2-2. Nobody out. The leadoff man, a 2-2 pitch to him. And staying alive with a foul ball. We'll do the 2-2 again. Ryan Schmidt on deck, so I guess I was mistaken. He was courtesy run for earlier. Staying alive again on a foul ball. We'll do the 2-2 again out of the windup, shaking off his catcher. Now he has his pitch. He wanted to go fastball, and he breezed it by him up and in. And all of a sudden, it's 3-2. So making him work. He's now up to 80 pitches after this first at-bat. And he's going to walk him. So battling back, the Hardhats have the tying run on. Go-ahead run, Ryan Schmidt coming to the plate. So 81 pitches for Rolland now. We saw the pitcher for Brookings go nearly 110 pitches. I think offhand it was 107. He went the distance. So Blake Weaver at first. Schmidt looking to bunt, gets it down. Third baseman looks at second, will make the play over at first, 5-3 on the sacrifice. That'll work. Sets up the tying run in scoring position for Bridger Nesbitt, who's got a pair of flyouts, one to center, one to left. First pitch a bit high above the belt, 1-0. And popped up. Shedding the mask and making the catch behind the plate for out number 2 is Duxer. Big second out. Now it's going to take a base hit by Mason Messenger to tie this game, or at least try and tie it, with the runner at second being Blake Weaver. And we've seen some strong arms from the outfield throughout the course of the day on this short field, Hitters Park, at least dimension-wise. Pitch outside to Messenger. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. And now 1-0. Big spot here for the Hardhats shortstop. And this is ripped down the line, but hooking foul by a matter of 5 or 6 feet. Be 1-1. Weaver's going to be hustling with 2 outs. Kindred a run in the 6th, and that's where we're at so far. 1-0. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and no runs on 3 hits. 1 error for the Hardhats. Just under 90 minutes of game time so far. 1-1 curveball is in the zone, strike 2. And it'll be a 1-2 to Messenger. Rollins set out of the stretch. His pitch home. Fastball just fought it off. Angels jump out to a 2-0 lead on Tampa Bay tonight. Angels have been hot of late. They took 2 from the Dodgers in the crosstown rivalry. 1-2. Curveball. Called strike 3. Messenger not happy. It's going to end the inning. So 6 shutout frames for Sawyer Rolland, and we head into the final inning. Kindred 1, Hardhats scoreless. You're listening to Hardhats Baseball on Fox Sports Rapid City and Hardhats TV. Colton Hartford back out there for another inning of relief as Kindred looks for some insurance here in the final inning, top half of it. 1-0 they lead it in the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. Out in front with it for Ingebrigtsen. And 0-2 will be the count against the right-handed hitting third baseman. Curveball out in front, but he fouls it away. Action going on in the bullpen for Kindred. So will Rolland be able to close this thing out? He's at 90 pitches. But we shall see. Ground ball to second. Ryan Bachman, out number 1. Brings up Andy Fryer, who's 1 for 2, a punch-out victim back in the second, one of the 8, courtesy of lefty Zach Cholis. It'll be a righty-on-lefty matchup now with Hartford on the hill. Took over in the 5th, and he's been brilliant as well. Here's a deep drive pulled out to right. This is going to be hauled in. In the shadows of the scoreboard, it is hauled in out and right by Blake Weaver. Boy, it took me a second. Runner was still about to make the turn at second. Well, he'll turn around to the dugout.
Up next, number 20, Nick Eggman.
Wow. I thought there was no chance. That was smoked out to right, and Blake Weaver covering some ground out and right to make the catch. How about that? Here's Nick Eggman. Taps it foul. So Hartford did give up a run, of course. However, he's still been pitching well as he looks to close out his 3rd inning of relief. That's the first run he's given up all year, as this will be wrapping up his 5th inning of the year. Should he get out of it, he's got a 1-1 on Eggman. Eggman lined out right back to the pitcher and then grounded into a 4-6-3 double play. So a tough game so far for the first baseman. Pitch inside, he turns away from it, 2-1. 2 up for the Hardhats. Yeah, that's a good spot. Bachman, Heggery, Alex Weaver. Bachman's 12-game hit streak on the line. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Now, Ricky, since you like to think that I jinx everything, should I have not told Ryan that he had a 12-game hit streak in the elevator? Wow, I'm learning something every day. That's my fault. 2-2. High chopper to second. Bachman with the routine ground out 4-3. And a 1-2-3 frame. No insurance for Kindred. However, they lead it 1-0. Huge inning coming up for the Hardhats. Do or die. Final 3 outs. Bachman, Heggery, Alex Weaver next.
Streaming at foxsportsrapidcity.com.
Well, the Hardhats utilized the come-from-behind tactic in their win over Brookings. They're looking for it here as well. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Final 3 outs for the Hardhats. Bachman, Heggery, Alex Weaver against starter Sawyer Rolland. And he drops one in the turf. 1-0. Again, he's at 91 pitches. So keep an eye on that as that climbs near 105, which is the mark. Falls behind Bachman 2-0. That 12-game hit streak on the line for number 10. He's 1 away from tying Matt Heggery's 13-game hit streak. And a strike. 2-1. Rolland has scattered 3 hits and 5 walks to allow no runs. 2-1. A little bit low and outside. 3-1 to Bachman. Now, do you turn arguably one of your best power hitters loose here, or do you look for the base runner? Well, you don't have to turn him loose. It's a 3-1, but what are you looking for? He bends out of the way of one, a called strike, and it's full. Bachman will step out of the box, regroup, And now look for something to hit. It'll be a full count with nobody out. There's his walk. Puts the hit streak in jeopardy, but I'm sure he is thinking about that as the last thing, as he is now the tying run at first. And here's Matthew Heggery, who's been a tough out. He is 1 for 2 with a walk. Pitch count now at 94 pitches for Sawyer Rolland. He moves to the stretch. Tying run on base. Winning run at the plate. Heggery showed his hand. Quick move over to first showed Heggery was going to bunt, and now we'll see if it's still on for the first pitch of the at-bat. Creeping on over at third. Pulls it back, throw down to first, and a nice effort by the first baseman to keep that from skipping out into right. Pulled the bunt back, it's a ball. So Heggery, a guy who's hitting above, 480, being asked to bunt with nobody out and a runner on first. And he's going to be asked to do it again. He gets it down. Does his job, but now can the people behind him. 1-3 on the sac bunt. Puts the tying run in scoring position, but now it is up to Alex Weaver, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop-up. Weaver's been a great hitter for average. The slugging has not been there. However, all 22 needs here potentially is a base hit. One away, tying run at second. And he might get it. Right into the corner. It's down. This is going to tie the game. It's going to send Weaver to second, standing up with an RBI double. 1-1 in the home half of the seventh. Alex Weaver waiting all game, and he comes through. And that might be all she wrote for Sawyer Rolland. They sent him out there to go for the complete game shutout, and now I think he might be lifted. We'll wait and see. Meeting on the mound presented by High Plains Physical Therapy Associates. Bachman scoring easily. And now Weaver out at second with only one out in the inning for Branson Keel. Are they going to pull the trigger here, or is he going to get one more batter? He's at 98 pitches. He's going to stay out there. 1-1 game, 1 out, winning run at second. Keel could potentially win this with a single. Sawyer Rolland being pushed as he's just under 100 pitches, and he's going to be asked to get one more batter out. And it's upstairs. Hardhats can taste it. In the dirt, not far enough for Weaver to get it over to third. 2-0. At this point, why don't you just walk him? I think that's what they're going to do. That'll be an intentional walk to Branson Keel, so Sawyer Rolland will not waste any more pitches, and now it looks like he will be able to face another batter. And it looks like it's going to be a pinch hitter for Jace Caldwell. It's going to be True Seinhorst. So an interesting move here as Caldwell, who is 1 for 3, is going to be pinch hit for True Seinhorst with one out. And maybe it's because he might drop something down. Oh, it looked like he wanted to swing away, and he takes a strike.